well, let's cut down the cleanest stuff we got and keep bringing in the bad stuff. I don't understand that.
Just yesterday, I watched this documentary, The Toxic Cost of Going Green, and it was about, it was put out a year ago, and it was about cobalt. And I don't know if you saw, Joe Rogan did that interview with the man who went into the cobalt mines in the Congo, and he was saying there is no clean cobalt. Every single one of those mines is with people that are working for $1 a day, and the industry, they've poisoned the rivers, and the food won't grow, and there's birth defects, and like, that the from the toxin from the mining companies coming in. But I'm just watching this and I'm thinking, slavery has a lot of forms, and so much of what slavery is, and it's a spectrum, and I'm not trying to say that everything is slavery, but there's actually more people in actual slavery today than the whole history of the transatlantic slave trade, and that is egregious. But then you have just kind of a slight away from that, these situations where these people are going into these hand-dug mines and it's collapsing on them, but there's no other way out. And the whole idea of when you labor, you need to store the value of that labor in something, and we store it in our currency, right? And so with inflation, that kind of goes away, and it gets less and less, and you have no power to break out of that situation that you're in. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling.
No. Yeah, but it's even worse than what you're thinking. See, you're just thinking, you're still thinking like a nice person. You're thinking like a nice person. You realize if you are having slaves, if you're having people do stuff for you like that, that one man with a machine gun can control 100 kids way easier than you can 100 adults.
Yeah.
So in those countries, the child labor is just horrendous because they're easier to control. I mean, 20 of them can jump on you and you take your gun and you still can come out of it alive.
Yeah.
So the child slavery or the child abuse is what I call it. I mean, another thing that also gets me about the green environment, I'm all for saving the planet.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
I may not do a great job of it, but I'm definitely, I don't want anyone who walks around going, I want the planet to die.
Right. I don't want clean air or clean water.
I want poor water and have my ancestors all be deformed when they're born.
Yeah.
But the oil thing, I don't understand the oil thing at all from a green environment movement. Okay, we're not going to send oil in a pipeline that if it does get blown up, we can turn off, and we can take bulldozers in there and clean it up. Instead, and wherever it's coming out the ground, we know is safe and being done properly. Instead, we're going to bring it in from over in the Middle East where they could care less about it, put it on a boat, and hope it doesn't sink.
Yeah.
And if it did sink, there's no way we're going to clean it up.
Yeah.
And we would rather do that. Because, that's what I would think. And like I said, I'm not the greatest at putting all this stuff together, but I'm just common sense wise. I'm just an old boomer common sense guy. I'm going, wouldn't the number one goal be to say, hey, you can't import oil. You got to get it here and cut out the bringing up the oil out of the ground improperly and destroying the environment, putting it on a ship and say, that's our first goal is to not import any. And you got to get it all from North America.
Yeah.
And then when you got to that point, then you can start cutting it down. But instead, they're going, well, let's cut down the cleanest stuff we got and keep bringing in the bad stuff. I don't understand that.
Hey, it's Amy. Click over here to subscribe. Click over here for more content, and we'll see you next time.